Hey everybody, hope you're having a good weekend. And if you need a good chuckle, just take a look at this latest video from CTV and this Nanos poll.
Well, a new Nanos research survey done for CTV News shows Mark Carney is still the top pick to replace Justin Trudeau as Liberal leader, but more Canadians say they don't like any of the choices. Now, more than one quarter of respondents said none of the candidates appeal to them. 18% chose Mark Carney. Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tied at 11%.
Oh my goodness, I could not stop laughing when I saw this video. The vast majority of people say none of the above is their choice in terms of the leader for the Liberal Party. How pathetic is that? Now, surprisingly, Sean Fraser was actually doing better than Dominic LeBlanc at 3% versus 2%. I would actually put Sean Fraser below Dominic LeBlanc in my opinion. But how sad is that? Mark Carney, a guy who's not even in the Liberal Party right now, he's just working with them on the side. He has the best rating outside of none of the above. And as they're about to explain, it's not even 26%. It's a little bit higher, almost 40%, because you also have the not sure people.
And to talk more about our country's political landscape, look who we have. Nick Nanos, the founder and chief data scientist at Nanos Research. Nick, how are you, sir?
Fine, thanks, Roger. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Those interesting numbers. None of the above, eh? Always a favorite.
Well, welcome to Canadian politics. Not a good week for the Liberals, I guess. None of the above at 26, unsure at 14. That means 4 out of every 10 aren't enthusiastic about any of the choices, including the current leader of the Liberal Party.
What does the party even do with something like that? How do they even respond?
Well, parties, let's face it, they're trailing the Conservatives in the polls. They're probably looking for a savior. Roger, right now, no savior for the Liberal Party of Canada. Why don't we just say that? They've got to hope that somehow Pierre Poilievre makes a mistake, because right now, looking at who might be the leader, including Justin Trudeau, not really great numbers. Mark Carney does the best. So, that's positive. Maybe it's a Carney-Trudeau tag team. Not to sound like it's a wrestling match, but maybe something like that might help a little bit, but not a lot of enthusiasm right now.
No, I don't know what there is they can do about that. And the Conservatives, looking at the numbers, 40% support again?
Yeah, absolutely. The Conservatives are back at about 4 out of every 10 Canadians give them a tip of the hat. The Liberals back 16 points at 24, NDP at 21.
My goodness, it's just absolutely sad and pathetic. But one thing that I did find a little interesting was they later on polled people to see who they thought would be the best to deal with Trump now that he's the president-elect. And almost 40% of people still think Trudeau will do a better job than Pierre Poilievre. And they simply state it's because he's dealt with him before.
All right, and let's talk about with the new president in the new old president in the U.S., Trump coming back in. Which of our leaders does Canada want to see deal with him?
We wanted to go back, a survey that we did with CTV News ahead of the election, asking Canadians who they trusted most to deal with the outcome, whatever that might be. And, what we saw, that Justin Trudeau actually nudged out ahead of Pierre Poilievre, 38-31. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he has dealt with Donald Trump in the past, managed to conclude the USMCA agreement with the Trump administration. So a bit of an advantage, but, still 20% or 1 out of every 5 say they don't trust either of them to kind of deal with the outcome of the election. Another 8% said that there's no difference. But yeah, so a little bit of an advantage for Justin Trudeau, probably because he has a track record.
Which, in my opinion, is not a good qualifier. We know how Trump feels about Trudeau. He doesn't really like him. He says he's a nice guy, but then later on he says, no, actually he's two-faced.
The White House tonight lashing out at the inquiry and returning home from the NATO summit, where he took aim today at Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau after what Trudeau was caught saying on mic about President Trump.
Asked about it and took a shot at Trudeau.
Did you have a video of Prime Minister Trudeau talking about you last night?
Well, he's two-faced.
And you could see from the last video I just put out, he doesn't like the people that Trudeau has set up to work with him, like Chrystia Freeland. So again, these are not good qualifiers, in my opinion, in terms of who will work best with Trump. And Pierre seems to be very headstrong. He says he doesn't want to have Americans taking all of our jobs. He wants Canadians to get a good paycheck. He's kind of put forward his foot in saying he doesn't have a problem going toe to toe with Trump. We'll see when the time comes, but that's all I really wanted to cover today. I just thought that was hilarious. I got a really good laugh. I hope you guys do. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.